Hello, hello. We are going to be doing a little bit of a long walk today. We're going to be on 21st Avenue. We're not there yet, though. We are walking through the Shore Haven apartment building complex. So we're taking a little bit of a detour. A little scenic detour, I guess. It's not so scenic, right? Might even be a little bit noisy for a second here. It is a Tuesday, October 28th at around 1 p.m. Temperature is running around 52, very breezy out of the northeast, so it's wind's coming right at us, like right in front of us. Which means I had to use a wireless mic. And today we are going to walk 21st Avenue for some time. It's been a while since we've been on 21st Avenue. It's been about, I don't know, it feels like a couple of years. So we were actually over here recently walking by the park, but we're not going to be obviously walking to the park. We're going to be walking to my left here. I'm going to turn left right here. This is where 21st Avenue begins, like over here on Shore Parkway. We're going to take this all the way down into Bensonhurst. I guess you would consider this technically Bath Beach. We haven't gotten down to the number streets yet. We have to get past Pkwy, Bath, and Benson, and then we'll be on to the number streets of Bensonhurst for a while. It's it's like I said, it's chilly. So everybody's going to be, you're going to see people walking around dressed like November, December kind of weather. Let's see if I can make that light. Yeah, I can make it. As long as I get into the street as the light is changing, I am good. All right, we're on our way. So 21st Avenue, let's look at some of the homes. You will see a lot of, private family homes with apartments in them. You'll see a lot of apartment buildings. This is actually an avenue I had a apartment on at one time. So I actually know 21st Avenue pretty well. I know it well because not only I had an apartment for some time on 21st Avenue, but I had a friend that lived just where we just walked past on Pkwy Avenue. Used to hang out down here a lot. Used to hang out in 21st Avenue Park. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna cross over to that side, to my right side. I'm gonna just get across Bath here, and then we'll cross over. Looks like there's some nice big properties right here. These women are smelling the flowers. They're smelling those roses. What's the saying? Take time to stop and smell the roses? That's what they were literally doing. It's 21st and Benson Avenue. You got the big synagogue that's been here for a long time. There we go. I am going to cross over because they have a so they have a food pantry over here, and there's always a lot of people on the sidewalk over there, and it's kind of hard to walk by. So I'll show you guys when we were walking by on the other side. I know this because I used to live in this building. So in the middle of the building where the entrance is, there is a food pantry. A senior food pantry. So a lot of times you'll see them all lining up. We've been doing it for years here, a long time. This is, I'll be honest, this is actually pretty late. Usually they do this in the morning, and it's usually done by now. This must have been a late start. You see across the street, it looks like it's thinning out, so it's probably the end of the line there. looks like they got the sidewalk. Well, sidewalk isn't closed over there where they're doing that. Looks like they're doing some window repairs over there. People are walking right underneath the boon. It's pretty breezy today, to be honest with you. This is 86th Street. What I'm going to do is get back across the street. And by the way, we are now officially in the Bensonhurst section of Brooklyn. And we will be in Bensonhurst for the majority of this walk. Maybe we'll see some fall colors on the avenue. I took you guys to the park on the last walk, so now we're on a street. We'll see if we pass by any trees that have some exotic colors. There used to be a house in that spot. They're building this big building. I don't know if it's going to be multi-purpose with apartments or a school or something. Oh, I got stopped by the light. So as you can see, 21st Avenue is a predominantly, not predominantly, it is a residential stretch of road. Great thing about this kind of weather is it's very comfortable to walk in. You don't really break a sweat in this kind of weather. Nice and cool, nice and crisp, easy to breathe. It's the type of weather I could just walk forever until my knees give out, which rarely happens. I do find that when I do my long walks, my knees might hurt hours after I'm like rested, you know. Like last night I noticed, I came home, did some cooking, I sat down, did the video that was on YouTube today, uploaded that. Well, whenever you guys saw it, is the park one. And I got up to go get something to drink. And I noticed my left knee was a little creaky. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It's like just a little pain in like the side of the knee, like it's as if it's like needs a little oil, like those brakes. Need to check those brake pads. That was loud, but right on cue, yeah. So that's how my knee sounded last night, squeaky. All right, we're 20 minutes into the walk. We have reached 77th Street. A lot of these lights have been red that I've had to cross, but luckily there's not a lot of traffic blocking me, so Waiting on you, buddy, waiting on you. If I was gonna cross, I would have crossed. We got Bay Ridge Parkway right here. This is a big intersection you got to cross, and the light is about to change. I'm not going to make it because I'm not going to rush it. So what I will do is go back across the street. Give you guys a look, and then we'll cross over. Here we go. Now on the next block, Bay Parkway is where this ends. Bay Ridge Parkway ends right on the next block, right up against Sethlow Park. You got like 3 major intersections over there. You got Bay Parkway that cuts across, right? Cuts through, but you got Bay Ridge Parkway that ends over there. You also have Stillwell Avenue that begins over there. And then if you remember, we did Avenue P last week, I think it was. Maybe a couple weeks ago, we did Avenue P, that's over there. That guy is running and I'm walking. I used to do a lot of running growing up. I was running regularly up until my 40s, and then maybe only once or twice a week up until really last year. Well, you already went past the stop sign, guy, so. This guy went right by the stop sign, then he stopped and gave me a look because I didn't cross. Like, and then look, he almost hits a car coming out of a parking spot. He should have his license taken away. But anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, I was talking about running. I stopped running last year because I started realizing that when you turn 50, you can still run when you're 50, but the recovery time is way longer, way different. And I had to make a choice, right? So it's really more of a choice. It's like if I continue to run, then that affects the frequency that I can walk. So. And walking and running really are not that much different. Well, I know someone's gonna say, so of course it's different. Running, well, I'm talking about like health benefits, right? So if anything, I feel like there's more wear and tear with running than walking for sure. I could walk every single day and I could walk longer and not have to worry about recovery. With running, it's a different story. So there is a major difference, but health benefits, like it's not like, you know, the difference between walking and running is really gonna affect you health-wise. You're still gonna get a lot of that blood circulation, still very good for your heart. Good for your body, you know. And let's face it, you could do a lot more walking than you could do running. I mean, there's people that walk every single day, multiple times a day. And then people that run, you know, you do have the young people that run every day, but then as you get older, you don't run every day. I always tell people, it's very easy to get out and start walking. Just, you go out and walk, you know. Don't think about walking as like you have to go a long way out of your neighborhood. You could start like with a 20-minute walk and then increase from there. I've said this multiple times, you know, like when I do these walks, a lot of people say, oh, that's a far walk. But if you think about it, 1 hour of walking is actually not a lot of walking in the general sense. It really isn't. It's 1 hour, you know. If you have a normal pace, you could walk 3 miles in an hour. It's really the average pace of a person walking is between 2.5 to 3 miles per hour. You should really be up at 3 miles per hour. If you're not, that's fine. You know, maybe walk a little bit longer or try to get up there. But obviously, as you get older, it's gonna, you know, you're gonna walk slower. That's fine. But if you're a young person, there should be no problem walking 3 miles per hour. If you're in your 20s or 30s, you know, walking pace should be around 4 miles per hour. I'm still, at my age, at about 3.5 miles per hour. This is Bay Ridge Avenue, 69th Street. Which also ends on the next block down on Bay Parkway. A lot of these streets that we're walking by on my right side, they all terminate at Bay Parkway. Because once you get past Bay Parkway, you start getting into like the west streets. 65th Street is the one street that goes all the way down and ends at McDonald Avenue. Now, there's still a lot of Italian people that live in this neighborhood. This is where the heart of like the remaining Italians live in Bensonhurst, by the way, 20th Avenue. You can see some Italian flags right up here on these condos. Well, this is where you have still a lot of old-time Italians living in this neighborhood. Got some Halloween inflatables over here. Halloween is in 3 days. It's on Friday. This is a Tuesday. there is a big storm coming in for Thursday. It is not the hurricane everyone's talking about. So the hurricane right now, Melissa, the one that is making the news because it's the strongest recorded storm this late in the season. As I'm making this walk, it is currently making landfall in Jamaica. And at landfall, Category 5, 185 mile per hour winds. But get this. Looks like they're doing some street construction here. They're ripping up the streets. About an hour ago, before I came out and started this walk, a hurricane hunter went through and dropped a transponder in. They dropped like those little transponders that'll give you wind gusts and wind speeds through the eye wall. And they recorded a wind gust of 225 miles per hour. Now, they didn't confirm it because what they have to do is they have to take that data and make sure that data is not junk, right? Because they got to make sure that everything was working right and everything. But if that's true, if that number holds, that is incredible. Now, that was a wind gust probably. I doubt that there's sustained winds at 225, but a gust of 225 gives you about a 195 mile per hour sustained wind. And that is just strong. That is ridiculously catastrophically strong. So that is going to just tear up Jamaica. I mean, Jamaica is going to look like an atom bomb dropped on it. So you got to hope everyone fares well over there. The thing about Jamaica too is their infrastructure is quite old, so it's going to destroy everything in its path. So the infrastructure sadly is not going to survive. The other thing about that storm, that hurricane is only moving at about 7 miles per hour, which is just a little quicker than I'm walking, so very slow pace. And so the longer it takes, and the longer the destruction is going to be. You see some of these homes over here. By the way, we just crossed over 65th Street. So I hope everyone's enjoying this walk. This is a walk on 21st Avenue. Great, the sidewalk is closed over here, so where do I walk? Yeah. I love that, when you just come upon a sidewalk closed sign. It's just the street corner, they're doing construction on the street corners. Looks like this home on my right is an Italian family. They had an Italian flag and an American flag. They have a statue of Jesus. Now, when we cross 60th Street here, we will no longer be in Bensonhurst. We will be in the little-known neighborhood of Mapleton. You guys know I've mentioned that neighborhood a couple of times. It is a neighborhood in Brooklyn. It is not in Mulberry. So we are walking out of Bensonhurst right now. All right, let's see if I can cross without waiting for the light to change. Here we go. I got a bike here. There we go. Nice house here. They're doing a lot of big construction on this street. That's a dead-end street too, so I guess the only thing it affects is people trying to park their cars. Big fig tree here. Probably another Italian family. And now this last stretch of the walk is going to be next to the cemetery. So we are gonna, and let me show you this property. Look at this property. Nice property. Even next door there's a nice one. Nice brick and hedges. what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk on this side, because the last time I did a walk on 21st Avenue, I was on that side. So let's just walk on this side. It's really no different. It's just the last stretch. And this will end, 21st Avenue ends over on Dahill Road, very close to, I guess it's like 53rd Street. You can see all the tombstones in the cemetery here. And just out there, I don't know if you can see it, I'll put the camera back up. You got the F line out there. I always call this is like a dead zone over here. It is just a big dead zone. It's just a lot of, sometimes you'll see a lot of tractor trailers parked over here. You got this pickup with the trailer on the back. Sometimes you see a lot of school buses down here. I'll be honest, this is the first time I've been down here where it's mostly cars parked down here. Normally you'll see a lot of school buses and tractor trailers down here. Maybe it's the time of day, you know? Maybe a lot of these cars are at work or something, and then they go home, and then the tractor trailers come in overnight. Well, we are coming to the end of the walk. I want to thank everybody for tagging along. I hope everybody enjoyed this walk. We are wrapping up October, and then we will be getting into November. Christmas light season is coming. I live in Diker Heights. I live in the Christmas neighborhood. So I just have to come out of my door and film if I want to show Christmas lights. Well, this is it. This is Dahill Road. This is the end, and I'm going to end it over here. This is LMG Tile, 1053 Dahill. This looks like a power substation, probably for the MTA. All right, here we are, guys. I want to thank everybody for tagging along, and I will catch you all the next time. I hope you guys all enjoyed this walk. It is kind of gloomy out, breezy, chilly, typical late October, early November kind of weather. So I'll catch you all on the next one. So take care and bye-bye.